Unfortunately, 2025 saw a rise in anti-Semitism here in the U.S. and abroad. Terror attacks targeting Jews continue to occur, and media personality Tucker Carlson isn't helping to combat anti-Semitism.
Yeah, in fact, that's possibly one of the reasons why he's receiving a new title as we wrap up the new year, stemming from his softball interview with white nationalist Nick Fuentes. That interview, the main reason, perhaps, that Carlson has been named the Antisemite of the Year by a group called Stop Antisemitism.
We're joined now by the Executive Vice President at the Coalition for Jewish Values, Rabbi Yaakov Menken. Great to have you with us this morning. So the group Stop Antisemitism claims Carlson uses anti-Semitic troops, amplifies anti-Semitic narratives, and really lies about Israel on a daily basis. Rabbi, I just want to get your reaction to this new title that now follows Tucker Carlson.
I think the evidence for this is overwhelming. The amount of times that Tucker Carlson has brought an avowed anti-Semite on the show to spout lies, from a nun to Nick Fuentes, and then he himself spreading traditional anti-Semitic tropes that, rivers of blood have been shed on the idea that Jews of today are responsible for the Jewish council that said that Jesus deserved to be put to death. Notice that it was the Romans that did it, and nobody thinks today that Italians should be slaughtered because of that, because they were the ones who actually put him to death. But no, we're going to go after the Jews. We find excuses to believe the Jews are stealing, that the Jews are conspiring against everybody else, never mind the reality around the world.
Yeah, I mean, this interview with Tucker and Nick Fuentes and the fallout from it is reaching it's spreading. I mean, now the powerful conservative group, the Heritage Foundation, they have members resigning, claims by the President Kevin Roberts didn't do enough to disavow statements by Fuentes and Tucker Carlson. I mean, this is really reaching new heights, and to the point that some people believe Kevin Roberts needs to resign from the Heritage Foundation as well. What do you think, Rabbi?
We've been saying that for weeks now, that Kevin Roberts needs to step down, because we were one of the first organizations to leave the National Task Force to combat anti-Semitism, which began as a project of Heritage Foundation. The task force itself, a week later, had to withdraw because they realized if they didn't, they would lose all credibility. First of all their Jewish allies were leaving, but second of all their evangelical allies were leaving, and several of the Catholic organizations as well. It was time for everybody to kind of do a reset and say, we cannot be combating anti-Semitism while the president of Heritage is platforming it. We have to say, I mean, it obviously for a while, the Palestine narrative, it was gaining currency on the left, and people on the right were laughing at it because it is ridiculous. It's a mind virus like no other. But then they say, if on the right, all of a sudden, these same myths are gaining credibility, that they sound like woke leftists. And sadly, Tucker Carlson and Kevin Roberts saying, I'm going to stand by Tucker Carlson no matter what. Is kind of a crazy statement that nobody believes about. Even spouses, if they go absolutely insane and off the rails, that's where a divorce happens. I mean, for a reason. The idea that we're always going to stand with the person, no matter what crazy things he's already said, that's a problem.
Yeah, and I'd like to think that the Kevin Roberts and the Tucker Carlsons of the world are in the minority as we head into 2026, because we just can't have that flood of anti-Semitism continue into a new year. What message do you have for both Jews and non-Jews alike heading into this new year?
I think the most critical thing to realize for America is that there is a divine guarantee of Jewish survival. There is no divine guarantee of the American experiment is going to survive past the next 20 years. If we want to do that, we have to preserve it. All of this tear down of American values. I often point out, you can tell the difference between a pro-Hamas protest, because that's really what they are, and a pro-Israel protest based on whether they're flying American flags or burning them. If you stand with America, to stand with America means to stand with America's traditional values, which the founding fathers got out of the book of Deuteronomy and, of course, elsewhere. These are the values that will drive us forward as the best civilization on earth, bar none, unless we destroy it from within.
Great message.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank
All right,
you.
Rabbi. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the new year.
Thank you.